Alright guys, we're back, and in order to move this process along, I already took out the shock that I had here. I had before these coney yellows with OEM top hats and I don't even know how to say this word, espalier lowering springs. So that's what I had before. Now we're gonna be installing our first coilover. If you don't know how to take off the suspension on your S2000, just follow what I'm doing right now in reverse. So the last thing I do would be the first thing that you do. Alright, so now we're gonna put this into place. So we're gonna bring it from the bottom in between the upper control arm. So we're gonna look for the holes on the top. Okay. Alright. Now that it's in, what I am doing is that I'm taking the old bolts, and these old bolts, we're going to reuse these. Now we're not going to tighten them yet, these are just to hold the coilover in place. This is what it looks like right now. Yeah, let me get this light in. Alright, so let's start assembling this thing back together. So the first thing we're going to want to do is put this control arm back into place. So the way we're going to do that is that with the help of my jack here, I'm going to gently lift the lower control arm with the jack. That should work. Alright. The upper control arm bolts back in. It'd be a lot less difficult if I wasn't holding this light. Grab. Not gonna grab. Okay. See if I can put it. I guess that works. For now. Alright. So put the bolts through. Now we just screw them back in. So, as you can see, I'm not tying them in all the way because there's something else we have to do first. If you can see right down here, you can see that there is a bolt that goes in right here. It comes through the lower control arm, which is this thing here. What we're going to want to do is put it in from one side to the other. Now, the thing with this one is that to align it, it's a bit tricky. We're gonna need to once again use our jack to bring the lower control arm into alignment. Let's mess with this a little bit. There we go. And Olin's provided us with a nut on the OEM. And even on the conies, the coney yellows, this nut is welded on already. But since for us, it's not, it's welded onto this piece. And Olin's provided us with our own, so all we have to do is thread it across. So that's basically what you do, and then you just tighten that. So what I'm going to do is, because as I try to tighten one side, it starts coming out the other side. I'm going to hold it in place with this wrench while I tighten the other side. So now that you can see, so the bottom bolt is bolted in now. This is a 17mm. So now that we have that one in, and we have the 2 upper control arm bolts in, the last thing to do is to put back the brake line. And the brake line is attached to this bracket right here. You can tell if it's the left or right coilover by looking at the bracket and see the positioning of it. If you look at the one that you take off, that says whatever you have on, if you look at the one you have and then you look at the new one you're replacing it, you can tell which one is going to be the left and right one. So this one's pretty straightforward, just from one side to the next. This is indeed a 10mm. Grab it from one side, use a second ratchet or anything really that can hold it from the back, and now you have it back. Now you can double check everything, make sure you have a bolt here, brake line bolt, and the bolt that goes to the lower control arm. So now what I'm going to do is, because I didn't finish tightening the ones up here, I'm going to do that now. So that's basically how you do the front coilover install, and how you take off your original suspension. Basically follow my instructions, what I just did, just in reverse. So whatever I just finished, you do that first. So yeah, now I'm going to show you how to do the rear. Alright, so for the rear, first thing you're going to want to do is take off all this padding, this liner. So we're going to do that now. The clips that hold the liner together tend to break off, so you want to be careful. They're not too expensive to replace, so either way it's no big deal. So, the rear is easier than the front's, much easier. However, on the side of the gas tank, it can be kind of tricky, so I'm going to show you how to make it easier on yourself. So in the gas tank there's 3 bolts. So you get your 8mm, and this one. So those are the 8, and then the gas cap. Now you're good. So this is the line you're going to want to remove. You gotta get rid of this 10 bolt first. It's very difficult to take this part off, but once you get it off, it's pretty easy. So you can get to this part. You'll be able to take the shock off. So here, let me show you how much easier the rears are compared to the front, if you didn't believe me. So the rears have the 2 bolts on top, and then as you go down the strut, you have the bolt that holds it onto the lower control arm, and that's it. There's no brake line to take off, and it's not between the wishbone control arm, so you don't have to take these off. It's basically just 1 bolt down here, and then the 2 on top, and then that's it. It's that simple. Okay, now that it's all done, this is what it should look like. Have a bolt, original bolt on this side, and then the nut supplied by Olin's on the other side. Strut, and then over here we have the top. Hey guys, thank you for watching part 2. If you guys want to see part 1, I'll have a video up here, and if you guys want to see something else, I have something else over here. Please like and subscribe, and I'll have part 3 out as soon as I can. Thank you.